What if I told you that the very person who triggers you the most could be your greatest teacher? What if the disagreement you're avoiding could unlock a level of consciousness you never imagined possible? Stay with me, because what I'm about to share will completely transform how you approach conflict and connection in your life. I'm talking to those of you who've lived long enough to know that life isn't black and white. You've experienced enough relationships, enough conflicts, and enough moments of realization to understand that there's something deeper happening beneath the surface of human interaction. You're ready for a different approach to dealing with people who see the world differently than you do. Today we're diving into something profound. We're exploring how the ancient wisdom of manifestation and the Hermetic principles can revolutionize your relationships and elevate your consciousness through the simple yet powerful act of choosing kindness over judgment, even when every fiber of your being wants to resist. Let's start with a fundamental truth that the Hermetic tradition has taught for thousands of years. The principle of correspondence states that as above, so below, as within, so without. This means that the energy you carry within yourself creates the reality you experience around you. When you approach someone with hostility or judgment, you're not just affecting them. You're creating a vibrational frequency that attracts more of that same energy back into your life. Think about the last time you had a heated disagreement with someone. How did your body feel? How was your sleep that night? How did it affect your interactions with other people for the rest of the day? That heaviness you felt wasn't just emotional, it was energetic. It was literally lowering your vibration and disconnecting you from the natural flow of abundance and peace that's your birthright. The law of attraction isn't just about manifesting material things. It's about the fundamental principle that like attracts like on every level of existence. When you carry hatred, resentment, or judgment, you're broadcasting that frequency into the universe. And the universe, being the perfect mirror that it is, reflects that energy back to you in countless ways throughout your day. But here's where it gets interesting. The Hermetic principle of polarity teaches us that everything has its opposite, and these opposites are actually different degrees of the same thing. Love and hate aren't separate forces. They're different vibrations on the same spectrum of human emotion. This means you have the power to consciously choose which end of that spectrum you want to operate from. When you encounter someone whose opinions clash with yours, you're being presented with a choice point. You can react from the lower vibration of judgment and separation, or you can respond from the higher vibration of curiosity and connection. This choice doesn't just affect that moment, it affects your entire energetic signature and your ability to manifest the life you truly desire. Let me paint you a picture of what happens when you choose the higher path. Instead of immediately labeling someone as wrong or foolish for their beliefs, you pause. You take a breath. You remember that this person, just like you, was shaped by experiences, circumstances, and influences that you may never fully understand. You recognize that their perspective, however different from yours, was formed through a unique journey that deserves acknowledgement. This isn't about agreeing with everyone or abandoning your own values. It's about recognizing that there's immense power in truly listening to understand rather than listening to respond. When you approach disagreement with genuine curiosity about how someone arrived at their viewpoint, something magical happens. You create space for authentic dialogue instead of defensive debate. Open communication becomes possible only when both parties feel safe to express themselves without fear of attack or ridicule. When you model this safety through your own energy and responses, you give others permission to drop their defenses as well. This is when real learning happens. This is when consciousness expands. The Hermetic principle of mentalism tells us that everything is mental, that the universe itself is a mental creation. Your thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes are literally shaping your reality. When you hold someone in judgment, you're creating a mental barrier that prevents you from accessing the wisdom they might offer. You're limiting your own growth and evolution. Consider this profound truth that every person you meet knows something you don't. Every individual carries pieces of wisdom, insight, or experience that could enrich your understanding of life if you're open to receiving it. But when you approach them as an enemy to be defeated rather than a fellow traveler to learn from, you block yourself from this potential expansion. The weight of carrying judgment and hatred is something you've probably felt without fully recognizing it. These lower vibrational emotions are literally heavy. They create tension in your body, cloudiness in your thinking, and resistance in your energy field. They make manifestation more difficult because they create internal conflict between what you say you want and the energy you're actually projecting. When you release the need to be right about everything, when you stop seeing different opinions as personal attacks on your identity, you free up enormous amounts of energy. This energy becomes available for creation, for joy, for the manifestation of your deepest desires. You literally become lighter, more magnetic, more aligned with the natural abundance of the universe. The practice of approaching disagreement with kindness isn't just about being nice. It's a sophisticated spiritual technology. It's a way of using every interaction as an opportunity to raise your vibration and expand your consciousness. It's recognizing that the person triggering you might be showing up in your life to help you transcend a limitation you didn't even know you had. This doesn't mean becoming a doormat or accepting behavior that truly harms you. Healthy boundaries are essential. But there's a difference between protecting yourself with love and attacking others with judgment. One empowers you while the other drains you. One opens doors while the other closes them. Think about someone in your life right now with whom you have ongoing tension or disagreement. What would happen if you approached your next interaction with them from a place of genuine curiosity about their perspective? What if you ask questions designed to understand, rather than to prove them wrong? What if you acknowledge the validity of their experience, even while maintaining your own position? The Hermetic principle of rhythm reminds us that everything flows in cycles, that what goes out must come back. When you send out energy of respect and kindness, even in the face of disagreement, you set in motion a return flow of positive energy. You might not see it immediately from that specific person, but the universe has ways of balancing the scales that often surprise us. As we mature and gain life experience, we begin to understand that our opinions, no matter how strongly held, are just that. Opinions. They're not the totality of who we are. They're perspectives formed by our unique combination of experiences, influences, and circumstances. When we recognize this about ourselves, it becomes easier to extend the same understanding to others. The most successful manifestors understand that resistance blocks flow. When you resist someone else's right to their perspective, you create resistance in your own energy field. This resistance shows up in all areas of your life, making it harder to attract what you desire and easier to attract what you fear. Your vibration in this moment is creating your reality in the next moment. Every interaction is an opportunity to choose love over fear, connection over separation, curiosity over judgment. These choices compound over time, creating a life experience that reflects the energy you consistently choose to embody. So here's your challenge moving forward. The next time you encounter someone whose views clash with yours, see it as a spiritual assignment. Ask yourself what this person might teach you about resilience, perspective, or the human experience. Approach them with the energy of a student rather than a teacher. Listen not just to their words, but to the experience behind those words. Remember, you are so much more than your opinions, and so is everyone else. You are consciousness experiencing itself through a unique human form, and every person you meet is the same consciousness exploring reality through a different lens. When you remember this truth, disagreement transforms from conflict into collaboration in the grand experiment of human existence. Your kindness in the face of opposition is not weakness. It's the highest form of strength. It's proof that you understand the deeper game being played, that you know your true power comes not from being right, but from being love in action. The world needs more people who can hold space for different perspectives while remaining grounded in their own truth. Be one of those people. Your vibration depends on it. Your manifestations depend on it. Your legacy depends on it. Thank you for watching. If this sparked something within you, please like, subscribe, and tap the bell so we can keep walking this path together. Your next step might just be the next video appearing on the screen now. Trust the nudge and keep expanding. Until we meet again, stay aligned, stay aware, and let your energy lead the way.